Hey everybody, so today, we're going to talk about the Juno&co's products, and the much awaited product that I really wanted was their velvet sponge, and it comes in this little package. The company is from California. The products are made in China though. They're latex-free, cruelty-free, and they have a flame on the back of the package, so I'm assuming that means it's flammable. I mean, they are a sponge, so I would assume that it can be caught on fire. So with the velvet sponge, you get this little packet, or not packet, but you get this little instructions, and it says use it wet, use it dry, and it gives you how to use it in both applications. And then it says how to clean it and what not to do. And so basically when you want to clean it, you just run it under some warm water, use a gentle soap on it, and then you squeeze it until it runs clear. So very, very simple. You don't want to use it on any of those textured makeup brush cleaners. You don't want to leave it in water. I've seen people microwave them. You don't want to do any of that. Basically just get it wet, squish some soap into it, rinse it clean. If you hear any background noise, it's my cats playing. So yeah, the don't is don't rub or scrub, or don't vigorously rub or scrub. You don't use textured brush cleaning contraptions, it'll tear it. And don't submerge and leave the sponge in water, it'll ruin it. So that's basically the little packet or pamphlet that comes with it. And this at the top, as you can see, kind of like right here, it was completely sealed. So it also is a resealable package, so you can reuse the package. And all of the sponge packages, they're all resealable. So here is the sponge. Now just first impression on feeling the sponge, it is very, very soft. It is a lot denser than I'm used to with some sponges. Now I don't do the Beauty Blender because I've just never bought one. I have an e.l.f., I think, sponge. I know one of them is an e.l.f. sponge, and they're kind of on the softer side. They're like this black one here, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But it's very dense. It's got a nice flat surface on this side of its little point, so you can really like get on your under eye, and then it also has this flat bottom, so I'm assuming you could use it like as a stippling, or if you just wanted to stand it up. It's very useful too. And of course it has the rounded back side, so you could also use that as well for all of your beauty applications. And today I'm also going to be doing a look with it. So I'm going to be doing half my face with this sponge and half my face with one of the other sponges. I don't know if I've decided which one I want to use yet, but we will make that decision here in a minute. So this is one of the other sponges I got, and it was supposed to be diamond design, so it's supposed to actually have the diamond lines, but this I found out is actually round, so I'm a little disappointed in that. But it's super soft and squishy, like I was saying that I'm used to, and I think this would be really good for like getting the under eye and the, like little crevices around your nose, and then I think it'd be really good for like baking with, so that way you could just press the powder on. Since it is so much softer, you wouldn't actually have to get it very wet at all for it to pick up a lot of powder. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just spray it and then it would do so. So, and then like I said, they're all resealable. So the next sponge I got is this kind of cute little, I want to say, like spade shape almost, you know, like a deck of cards. You have like what looks like a spade, two of them stacked on top of each other. Now the elf one I have, it is like this one. It is, but it's squishy like that, the black one, but it's shaped like this one, but small. And I have it around here, so I can show you if you need. But this one is also really firm. It's kind of on the denser side. It's soft. It has a nice little area where you could, like, the smaller end, you could like really grip for the big side. It is harder to do it the other direction. So I would assume it'd be this way to use it to applicate on your face. But that is the other sponge I have. And with all the sponges besides the, no, even the velvet sponge, they're all with hydrophilic polyurethane and antimicrobial microfibers. So they're all made of that. The velvet sponge was $6, and all of these sponges I'm showing you now, they were all a set for 10, which isn't bad. And there's this purple one, which I think is really cool because it's got all the flat edges, so you can, you know, use this side for like the under eye area, and then this side or this side for the different areas of your face if you wanted. This one also has a kind of flatter bottom, so you could also use it that way. It does sand a little bit, but it rocks. I think I might use this one for my other side. Oops, dropping stuff. Ugh. Okay, and then last but not least, I think this one's really cool because for those who really like that stippling kind of patting motion, or as we call it, dab, you have this sponge, so you can use it in both directions. I do find that the smaller end is, of course, easier to hold on to. It kind of looks like a cup, but you can use it. It's completely flat. I don't think this would be good for anything but putting on foundation and possibly cream products if you needed to just like dab it. But if you're going to use this with another sponge to apply powder or to buff out further, then I think that this would be great. I am going to do a review on how each one of these works other than the two I'm using today, just to kind of give them all a fair shake and to say that what my opinions are right now are actually accurate or if I change my mind. Okay, so some other things that I got was this fluffy fan brush, and it's the ES04, and you can see on the side it's got the Juno&co. So I don't have one of these brushes at all in all of the brushes I have, so I thought this was really cool. I see people all the time use it for highlight. I know that you could use it for like contouring your nose and stuff like that. It's soft. So it is a lot different than I anticipated. I don't know why. I anticipated it to be really super thin, but I thought that the bristles were going to be a lot thinner, a lot less of them, but there's a lot of them and they're really, really soft. I like that. I also like that it comes with this little keeper, so you can keep the bristles all nice and perfect the way they came, so that way they don't get messed up. Okay, so the next brush I have is a fluffy blending brush. It is ES07, and of course they all have the Juno&co, and these were all in the matte finish that I bought. There was another one, I think it was a gloss finish, but this one of course is the blending brush. They're all fluffy, very dense, and we're going to use them all here today. Hopefully I can use this one. I'm not sure. I don't have an actual highlight that I think is big enough for this. If I don't, I'll just grab one of my other brushes that I have, and then I'll just use that brush. I have one in particular that I like using. Okay, and then this one, it looks like the compacting and or a smudge brush. And this one is in ES06. So there's that there. The next one we have is the angle brush, and that is ES09. And they're all what looks like duo fiber, I think is what's the white and black. Sorry. Got the hiccups all of a sudden. And then this one reminds me of a pencil brush because it's super compacted and it's rounded at the tip. They didn't really specify what it was in the description on the website, but this one is ES08. So, and they're all square handled, so the actual holding portion is square, which I think is kind of nice that they're square because you get a bit of a better grip with them instead of other handles. Like this is a knockoff, like a Walmart knockoff, but this handle, I don't particularly like this type of handle. It's really flat. I mean, it does fit well in the hand, but it's also very flimsy. And this is, you know, one of my little spoon brushes I have that I don't use very often. Okay, so I was thinking of doing a purple eye, smoky eye look today. Oops, sorry, I'm a little confined for space here. If you saw my setup, you'd be like, wow, there's not a lot of space. So I'm going to be using some name brand products, some not name brand products, and I did some reviews on these, but I don't think I posted them. I don't think I liked how they turned out. So basically, me and my husband went to Walmart one day and we bought a bunch of makeup for me and ended up with a bunch of different like palettes and stuff. And then my sister bought me some Avon makeup, so she's cute. But it works pretty well, and that's a lot of the things I'll be doing. So for moisturizer today, I got this in a Birchbox. I just never did a review on it. It is MD Solar Science, and it is the Mineral Moisturizer Defense, and it has a SPF 50 in it. This is what it looks like. It's a travel size, obviously. It's a sample size. So today we're going to be using that. I'll get my mirror here. It's liquid. It's very liquidy. Rub that in. So right away, I don't think I like this too much. This also is a first impression for this. I've never used it. It is on the greasy side. Hopefully it dries down. Yeah, it's a little bit of the greasy feel to it. That's okay. Okay. So there is for the moisturizer. There's that. And then I also have a Smashbox Photo Finish primer. So we're going to be using that today. I'm going to assume you don't need a whole lot. I don't normally use primers all too often. So I'm not going to use a sponge for any of these right here. I just think it's easier to just rub them on so you can feel where they are and make sure they actually get on there. Now today I am not going to do my brows. I haven't been able to find my tweezers. I don't know where my razor went that I was using. So they're a little unkept right now and I'm just kind of frustrated with them. So we're just going to pretend I did them. Ooh. That hurts. Okay, so with the primer on, since I've never used that before, it actually made the oily feel go away. So it's really nice. So I'm thinking that the other one absorbed finally. I don't see any like super blurring or anything like that, but we'll see with the foundation on how that goes. Okay. So today I'm going to be using both sponges dry just to kind of see how that works, because sometimes I forget to use them wet and I use my other ones dry anyway, so it doesn't seem to bother me so much. So I'm going to use this one on this side of my face and this one on this side of my face, and today I'm using the Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation from Maybelline in shade 122 Creamy Beige. Now it might be a little dark for me. I'm kind of in between shades right now. Because I live where it is very, very sunny and hot. Oh, that's really soft under your eye. If I make faces, I'm sorry. It says that you can also swipe with it, so we'll try that here. Okay. Oh, I'm so used to using a bigger mirror. So with this, I've noticed that it makes a very interesting sound. It does absorb the product quite a bit. And it is a lot firmer than what I'm used to, which is kind of nice actually. Don't make the wrinkly face. Ah. Move that out of the way. Okay, so half my face is done on this side, of course. And it seems to go on just flawlessly. There's no issues. It works really well. It's supposed to be super blending and Wow, I have dark circles under my eyes today. Super blending and just all around, you know, it makes the product go on flawlessly. So with this one dry, with what little I had left on my hand, it absorbed it immediately, so I'm gonna have to put a little bit more. But all in all, I didn't have to reapply any foundation to my hand. It applied it very well. It didn't absorb too much. Unlike this sponge here, I think this one would be better if I would have gotten it wet. But still a little too late now. Yeah, I do like the angles with this sponge. Sorry, I'm trying to like focus. That it does help in getting into all these little places here. Is it just me, or is it that the nose seems to be the one place that rubs off first? Like you get it all cute, and then all of a sudden it's just like you gotta sneeze all day. Just do a little touch up here. Okay, and then I'm probably just gonna put concealer on my eyes as a primer because I don't actually have an eye primer. Oh, I do really not like this lighting. Alright, I'm not gonna do my ears, even if it's not the same color. Just because I don't want to clean it up later. Okay. Now with the coverage as far as the formula goes, I really like this. It is a medium that can be built up, but I don't necessarily find it necessary to do so. I mean, I don't mind my beauty marks that I do have. Actually, I didn't even know I had that. So I kind of just like to use it as my skin, but better. So I just cover up a little bit of what I already had on my face. It just kind of evens it out because I'm really red a lot of the time. So I would say this sponge, great wet. I haven't tried it that way, obviously, but next time that will happen. And this sponge, I loved it dry. So even if I just go back over on this side, just to kind of see if it could make it any better. And I know I'm going to get a little bit dark with this because it is a beige, and I probably should have used my other one. But like I said, I'm kind of in between shades, and I never know what my color is half the time, so I'm like the Irish girl with tans. Okay, so next I'm going to put on concealer. Get rid of those under eyes. Make it as if they never existed. And I don't necessarily do a lot. And then I'll do some here. I kind of just hope for the best and And this is also another Maybelline concealer, and this is in shade Ivory. And I'm just going to use this velvet one. So far with the primer on my face, it seems like my foundation is staying a lot better. Now, I will darken up the concealer a little bit. I am kind of mostly ghostly at this point, as Grey Dot Girl would say. Love watching her. I wish I had better lighting. Yet, so if anybody wants to do a charitable donation, as far as lights go, or anything in general, feel free. The joke. Yeah. Let's see if I can take some of this, drag it down this way. So I do find that with this sponge, you actually don't need a lot of product compared to what you normally would. Which is actually really nice. The same. Alright, and I'll be darkening this up. I just really wanted to try this little pre-cut look. And with my face, considering kind of how I'm not necessarily, well, yeah, I can say I'm heavy set, but I'm not so heavy set that it's like round face, but I'm also not skinny either. So I have got the chub thing going on. And it's kind of a pain in the butt when it comes to certain looks, because you're like, oh, I want to totally contour like everybody else, and then you're just like, oh, it makes my face look weird. So, okay. And then we're going to darken that up here in a second, just a smidge. Come on then, blur away, blur away. I'm probably going to look back at this and be like, wow, one side looked better than the other. It usually happens that way. Okay. So, I don't have a setting powder yet. I'm trying to get one. But I am going to use this Avon pressed powder. I'm just going to use this sponge I was using earlier to apply it. I'm just going to apply it in the areas that are super light. And I'm just going to press it on. I'm not going to swipe it or do any crazy stuff like that. Now, I should have probably done my eyes first. But I decided I wanted to use the sponge so gosh darn much that I've got to. And also with this powder, I'm just gonna kind of set the rest of my face here. Just do a light little dusting. It's gonna run all over. Set. There. So, okay. I like that mirror better. I'm gonna use that mirror more. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start on my eyes and then go back and bronze everything so I can fix whatever I messed up. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to be using this MAC Duo, and I'm also going to be using this, and this is the Walmart I was talking about, this Color Workshop Smoky Palette, and also this Perfect Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And none of these have names. I'm pretty sure this one does. This is a dynamic duo, but it doesn't give me individual names. That also is a very old MAC product. Probably shouldn't use it, but going to anyways. Okay, so I'm just gonna start actually with this one. And it is the light purple, or bright purple, I should say, not light purple. Well, I'm just gonna, oh, I was gonna do concealer first. Look at me here talking about it, and I don't even do it. Just use this one. So this is really nice for the eyes. And I'm not gonna set the concealer. I'm gonna let the eyeshadow stick to it. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to put this in the crease area and then blend it out. Oops. Here in a minute. So I've never really used a pencil brush. And other than the fact that it's kind of stabby.